Greetings, everyone. We're going to have a look at John chapter 14, verse 27 from my commentary on the Gospel according to St. John. That's John chapter 14, verse 27. It reads, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." Jesus distinguishes between his peace and the peace of the world. The peace of Jesus is peace with God, which is only through faith in Christ. Until we come to faith, we are at enmity with God. James chapter 4, verse 4. And being at enmity with God, we are friends with the world, meaning our values are not of God, but of man. And in man's values, there is no peace, for he seeks things of the world, while those in Christ seek the things of God. Yet the world cries out for peace, but will never have it. For conflict in the world is because of sin. This is true in minor and major issues. On a personal level, those in the world are in conflict with each other, sometimes achieving a kind of peace, but it never lasts. Conversely, the peace of God is forever. Though we are not in the world and often beset by the troubles of the world, our heart is at peace. And we know that God leads us through what King David called the valley of the shadow of death. Psalm chapter 23, verse 4, meaning the world. Thus, as Jesus said, "Don't let concerns of the world trouble you. For when you are at peace with God, you know He is guiding you, and nothing happens to you that He doesn't permit. For all things in the life of a true believer are for good." Thus our contentment is not circumstantial, but because of Christ in us, we know from whence we came and where we are going. For God in Christ has revealed this to us, and our sojourn on earth is brief compared to our eternal destiny with Christ in heaven. This is a surety and contentment the world cannot fathom. As Paul wrote to the Philippians, "It is a peace that passeth all understanding." Philippians chapter 4, verse 7. Meaning that the world cannot understand the peace of God, for they know not Christ. Neither let it be afraid means that in Christ there is no place for fear. For fear can settle in one's heart and trouble a person in a deep and emotional way that can incapacitate anyone who submits. If we are truly established in Christ, then we have no fear, because the Spirit of God is in us, and fear is not of God. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, but of the spirit of man. Subsequently, a person who fears what has happened, what is happening, and what might happen has no peace, for uncertainty fosters a fearful heart. Conversely, in Christ by faith, the past, the present, and future are not of great concern, for God has purposed them in the life of a true believer for His glory. And what has happened, is happening, or will happen, is of little concern, for by faith we trust fully in God. Again, we give little credence to circumstances, nor do we think peace in our life is achieved by changing circumstances, although God may change circumstances in our life, but by complete submission to God's will and fully accepting what has happened in and outside our life. This is the peace of which Jesus speaks, in that the heart is not troubled, and there is no fear. And that was taken from my commentary on the Gospel according to John, chapter 14, verse 27. If you like this, you can get the book at the book patch. I'll leave the link below. May the Lord go with you and lead you into all truth.